please welcome Roland Renshaw to the stage.
Hi everybody, I'm Roland Renshaw. I am the CEO of Marketing+Technologies Group. Now, not wanting to scare you off, but I'm going to talk about digital twin experiences. Before we go any further, I will say that all of the software I'm about to show you, all of the coding that we've done, all of the hosting, all of the management, all of the delivery has been done by a company here in Worcester. Hey, there they go, just so you know I'm not lying. Right, so what is a digital twin? Okay, bear with me for the techie bit. Digital twin is a 3D reproduction of a physical space or a physical thing. It may be something that exists already, such as this room. It may be something that's going to exist. So we do some work for civil and construction companies where they want to sell off plan, or they're doing big buildings and factories and nobody knows what they look like until they've built them. So we do a digital twin version of it so you can walk around and have a look. Now, we do VR. You can put a headset on, but you look a bit daft. And if anyone's seen YouTube, you walk into your TV. Now, this is why we use essentially a web platform. Now, movie time. This is London Excel. So it's an actual exhibition that actually happened and we actually attended it. So at London Excel, they said, right, okay, prove your technology works. So we're actually a global leader in producing exhibitions. We did quite a few of them during COVID, and then everyone went off the idea of being online. So what we've done is we've diversified the business, and it is just one part of what we do. When you're in a digital twin, what do? Well, you actually do the same thing that you do in a physical space. You actually talk to people, you research things, you watch movies, you look at products, and the platform we've got tracks you, the spooky bit, everything you do. Now, if you go into a public access place, you can wander in, have a look around, watch some videos, download some brochures, really immerse yourself in what's going on. You can watch a live stream. So this event could be live streamed. If it's live streamed, it might be recorded and you might be able to watch it afterwards. So actually it's brilliant for on demand. So if you had, say, 300 people in the room here, maybe 200, I did check with Kate, and actually the audience for this potentially was a database of 3,000 or 4,000. So actually your total addressable audience, 3,000 or 4,000. Now, everybody that got to be in the room, brilliant, fantastic. We're human beings, we're animals. We love talking to each other and meeting each other and buying drinks and telling jokes. And I'm not saying that digital twin should replace that. What I'm saying is, let's not discriminate against the other 90% of the people who couldn't actually be here on the day. Now, why do we go online? Very, very basic. We've all got used to entertainment, shopping. Even if everyone denies it, you definitely buy things on Amazon because everyone does. Now, what is the percentage of people going online? This is just a small showroom. It cost a few £1,000s. It's a few years old. And that showroom would typically have had 30, 40 people a year through it. It wasn't very busy. We put 30,000 people through it and we've tracked them. So actually, online works, folks. It's just that the entertainments and the events and the physical space industry is not up to speed with it. Where do we go from here? Well, target customers. We've established it's a thing. It works. People do go online. Looks real. It's a high value audience. Think about an audience that is high value, typically very time poor, and also typically very, very geographically spread out. Really good example is a medical conference. We do them for surgeons. And they normally meet in Chicago once every 2 years, but a surgeon has to take 4 days out of their job. They'll stop their operations, they'll fly somewhere, book a hotel, meet their friends, which is great, but then stay over, go to the conference and come home again. What they've decided is that's not very efficient. It's actually not very environmentally sustainable. So the reasons we go online, which is cost and convenience, really do apply to these events. Now, conferences, not this one, clearly. Showrooms, training, that represents a 62 billion market by 2030. Now, they were post-COVID figures, so this is somebody who's worked it out after COVID. We're a global leader in what we do, and it's only a tiny, 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 tiny percentage of what's possibly out there. So, other things, what's not convenient about going to a car showroom? If you want to buy a car, you've probably got a job. What happens when you're doing your job? You go to work. You've got time to go to a car showroom? No. What do you do in terms of your research and your buying habits? Well, typically you sit on your iPad at home while your wife might or might not be watching period drama. It happens. Now, the reality is that we put millions of people a month through the platform, and I can tell you that people look at things at 4 o'clock in the morning. The whole of Western Europe just doesn't sleep. It's crazy. Now, if you actually want to market to somebody, you want to make it 24/7 available, give somebody time to look at it when they've got time, make it online. Now, sustainability part. A few years ago, the NEC Group asked us to design a virtual venue. We built one. We thought we did a really good job of it. It was fantastic. We took the pigeon poo out of it and the crisp bags and the bits of chewing gum off the floor. And we made it look lovely. And we even put headsets on them and showed them how great it was. And afterwards, they said, "Oh, I didn't really like that. It wasn't very good." I'm like, "Oh, shame. We tried really hard on that." And later on, I found out that they wanted us to produce something that looked rubbish, because what they really wanted was people to go to the NEC, and they didn't want people to go online. So I was like, right, okay, I'm fighting a bit of culture change here. As it happens, though, somebody came along and said, I do want to put an event online. Now, this is the sustainability part, because we actually went and built the VEC anyway. It's called the VEC. So what happens in here? So this guy, Jonathan Monkley, what a star. He is a digital technology director for a company called WSP. Now, for those of you who don't know, WSP is an engineering company based in Canada. They've got about 20,000 people work for it. It's a bit like a Balfour Beatty, but they are huge. He came to us and he said, I'm a sustainability officer. Oh, I whacked my mic. Sorry. He came along and said, I really, really want to run a carbon negative event, but I really want to go for it. I mean, really, really, really go for it. Now, our building in Worcester is solar powered. All of our servers are carbon offset. So we said, we can probably do you a zero conference. And we put it on. It was for 3 days. 4,000 people came. And what did we do? We saved 100 metric tons of carbon. How did we do that? Well, everybody went to the show. We surveyed them. And we said, if this show was live, where we normally do it in London, Brewers Wharf, a couple of hundred people turn up, then would you have gone? And if they said yes, I would have gone. We said, well, where would you have come from? How would you have travelled? Now, if you remember back to the slide I showed you earlier, there's a little planet Earth and all the places where people come from. We knew exactly where they came from, so I know whether they're going to use long haul or short haul flights. And at the end of it there is 1% would actually use an electric car. But all of that added together was 100 metric tons of carbon. Only the people that would have gone to the actual event. So good thing from a sustainability point of view. Now, we've established it's a good thing. We've established we do conferences. What are one of the things about conferences that are difficult online? Because I've told you about the easy stuff, lots of numbers, lots of people, cost, convenience. It's actually security. When you go into a conference environment, particularly if it's for policing, for government, for anything that's sensitive information, you have a background check. You're checked on the door, you might be frisked, and you'll have some big burly security guards who will look at you and give you the eye, and you know to behave in that space. Online, normally sat on your own. So there's somebody in our office going to that exact conference. There's young Sam copying over his shoulder. He doesn't know he's there. Now, actually, most security breaches just happen through carelessness. They're not industrial espionage. James Bond isn't after the information. What tends to happen is people make mistakes and they're clumsy. Now, actually, if you're sat on your own on an online conference, it's really easy to slip up. So what we've done, with the help of BetaDen, thank you, and all the mentors, is designed a system where we take a digital fingerprint. So when you log in to one of these conferences, you've already been background checked, we know who you are. We record your information on a secure database. We then turn that information into an alphanumeric key, so letters and zeros. And we stitch that into the web screen, into the screen of the web browser that you are using, and we give you a warning. We say, this big red line at the moment means that you're in a secure event. It means that we know who you are. We've got your digital fingerprint. It's unique to you and it's on the screen. And if you do breach security, we'll know it's you. And we'll know it's you really quickly. There is actually an advanced version of this that uses blockchain, which is a very secure way of securing data, and it produces an NFT, which is a picture that's unique, and we stitch that into there, and that is very, very, very difficult to break. Now, we don't leave you alone. If you want to know more about security, you can click a button and you can learn more. Not only that, but if you click the other one, we can teach you how to be safe. So we explain what it is. So really, this security piece is about prevention. rather than cure. It's about an appropriate amount of security for an online event. So it's a really good example about how I would like everybody to think about your sales, your events, your communication, how you deal with the outside world. Should you only do physical things and discriminate against an online audience? Now, one of the most popular places on the high street, Next, fantastic online stores, fantastic website, they still do a paper catalogue. Why are they successful? Because they give the audience a choice and they don't discriminate against somebody who's online or physical. Quite frankly, most people use all three. So, what would I like you guys to do? I'd love you to think about, can I use a digital twin? Can I have a training centre? Can I have a showroom? They are not expensive to start with. Can I have an event? Do you know someone who would want one of that? Someone we should meet? Are you a tech investor, or do you have a business which has the kind of technology that sits alongside ours? Would you like to partner with us? Would you like to talk to us about how to grow this internationally? If you do, I would very, very much like to hear from you. We're in the exhibition area all night. Thank you very much.